Welcome to After Dark at the Fixed Ops Roundtable, featuring Katrina Ness, Vanessa Collins, and Ted Ings. This episode is brought to you by BG Products, partners beyond products. And now for your hosts, Ted Ings, Vanessa Collins, and Katrina Ness.
Good evening, everyone. Happy Monday, and welcome back to the Fixed Ops Roundtable's After Dark show. I'm Vanessa Collins, joined by Katrina Ness and Ted Ings, and today we have a very familiar face, Becky Chernek, as well as someone new to the Fixed Ops Roundtable's After Dark show, Anthony Blubello. Welcome, everyone.
What a lineup we have tonight. Rebecca Chernek is in the house. Becky, welcome. I asked Becky, and she was very nice to oblige. I said, Becky, I know you've got an announcement to make tonight. I said, would you mind? We have this fella from the Pennsylvania area who's a upcoming superstar at Westchester BMW Mini, Anthony Blubello, and Vanessa and Katrina. We invited him here. So Rebecca and Anthony, both welcome to you.
Welcome, guys. Welcome. I didn't want to cut.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
All right. So, Vanessa, I guess we're live tonight. I see chats already rolling in.
Yes, Linda Hansen. We have Migs right here. Of course, we have Tony Owens. Welcome.
Yep, like all that. So a lot going on, everybody. Tonight, we are 3 weeks away from the Summer Palooza event, and that is coming up real quick. It's going to be, well, Katrina, do the honors. Go ahead.
Of course. So it is a all virtual 4-day event happening Monday through Thursday, which is September 16th through the 19th.
And it is completely online. You can get your complimentary tickets right now at fixedopsroundtable.com. That's right, complimentary tickets.
Yep. So you see Ed Roberts and Sean Kingry and Sarah Van Tyne and Tully is there. And we'll make some speaker announcements tonight. But first, we have an awesome lineup here this evening and a lot going on in our industry. We were describing to Anthony a little bit about Northwood. Katrina, tell us a little bit about Northwood University for those who may not know yet what's going on and, of course, about the auto show.
Yeah, so Northwood University is kind of an automotive-centered school. We have great connections within the industry, and that's how Vanessa and I actually got connected with Ted. And every year in the fall, we host an international car show, which is open to the public. There is multiple large companies that come and support from the automotive industry, as well as just executives from every different sector of the industry. So it's great. And it's 100% student run. And the students that are putting on this show are able to make these amazing connections with everyone throughout the industry. This sets up internships, jobs, future careers. And this will be our second annual Fixed Ops Roundtable pop-up event that we will be having at Northwood University. Ted is showing pictures of our first one we did last year, and we will be doing that again. So we're excited to welcome the Fixed Ops Roundtable as well as a bunch of guests back on campus this year.
Yes, and in front of the International Auto Show and the Fixed Ops Roundtable pop-up event, Aaron Waters, good evening. I see you in the chat. Roger from H-Town, welcome as well. Northwood is going to have on October 3rd, and we'll be publicizing this, the very first Auto Industry Summit. And Rebecca Chernek, I guess this is where you come in. I understand you're headed to Northwood for your first visit in person.
Yes. So I'm really excited about the opportunity. LG invited me the other day to go ahead and participate. Well, actually invited to be there. So I'm very excited. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. So it's all happening at Northwood and that International Auto Show, Anthony. We talked in the green room about auto shows. This is the largest one outdoor of its kind in North America. And it'll be the 61st annual. And, typically on that weekend, Vanessa, 15, 20,000 people. There's a lot of people coming to Midland, Michigan that weekend.
A lot of people. We have, our locals here in the Tri-City area. We have people travel from different states across the country. We have a lot of car enthusiasts that come and take pictures with their nice, cool cameras. It's really cool to see the different demographics that make their way to Northwood University for this one weekend and support the show, support us students.
Yep. So a lot happening. Becky, bring us up to speed. You were on the show a few months back. We talked about Agora and the great work that you're doing there for the industry. I understand there's some news and a new title.
Yeah, well, okay, well, thank you. I appreciate the limelight. But I'll take it. So I was I went on board with Agora Data, and then which it's been a very exciting ride so far. Let me tell you, very innovative in what we're providing dealers. But I recently took on the promotion of the VP of Strategic Client Relations. So it's a pleasure to take on that role and really innovate the space in F&I and how we can get to that next and helping dealers to significantly impact those profits.
Agora's doing
Thank you,
great
Ted.
work in the
That
industry. Well,
moment.
congratulations to you, Rebecca. So that's big news. Sean Kingery, welcome as well. Katrina, Sean's coming back up to Northwood. Everyone's coming to Northwood, right? Got to get Anthony to come up there. But I think we will. But a lot happening. So congratulations, Becky, on big news with Agora. Our friends at Revolution Parts have been very active in the industry, and that's really where we met Anthony Blubello, because he's setting the world on fire with online parts sales. Anthony, first of all, tell us a little bit about you, because it's your first time on tonight. Who are you? Give us a little color, if you will.
Well, I appreciate that very overly overly done introduction there. I don't know if I can live up to all that, but you know, we're doing some good things, so nothing negative to say about that. And if it wasn't for Revolutions, I probably wouldn't have a job. But you know, e-commerce kind of just came my baby. I've always been a car guy. Kind of got that from my dad, got that from my brother. My parents actually passed away when I was 15, so like cars bring me back to that like emotional kind of happiness, if you will. So I love being in the environment. And I don't know, not to sound mean to the mechanics, but who wants to get their hands dirty, you know? So I found that parts was kind of my happy medium. You know, I get to deal with customers that, you know, are maybe mechanics, people that are trying to work on their car, maybe somebody that just is on a budget. You know, you're working with people that are fixing something for a reason. And you know what? They see the better, or they see what could be fixed versus just looking at it, oh, it's not running, I'm going to get rid of it and go to the next. So I'm all about just fixing things, because that's where that emotional tie comes to me. You know, let's fix it. Let's make it better. Let's enjoy it. Maybe you have emotional ties and memories to that vehicle. Maybe you don't, you know, so that's a lot of where the emotional sentiment to me personally comes. And that's what really drives me, because when I can make a customer happy, it's a little personal. You know, it's not just, hey, I made some gross profit from my boss. But I have to thank my wife. She got me the job at BMW 21 and a half years ago. She was actually working at a body shop. I was going to tell Katrina and Vanessa. She went to ATC locally, Automotive Training Center in Exton, Pennsylvania, and got her degree in auto body. And she painted cars at a Cavallo Auto Body for 15 plus years until we started having kids. And it really didn't make sense for her to be breathing all that stuff in. So, I mean, my family is heavily immersed in cars. Her brother, my brother-in-law painted cars. My cousin has a body shop. You know, everybody's kind of in that kind of automotive industry. So it runs deep in our blood. So we all enjoy what we do, and it definitely just keeps me in loop, you know, the whole automotive thing. But yeah, my wife got me the job at BMW 21 some odd years ago, and I started from the bottom. I mean, I was literally washing cars, delivering stuff. I mean, you name it, I did it. Got on the counter in 12 months, and you know, took over wholesale a couple years after that. Did wholesale for about 7 years, and then kind of just did whatever needed to get done. And then e-commerce kind of came a thing, and they were like, hey, we're looking to like do something big. What do you think we can do? And I'm like, why aren't we selling online? Like, that's like, we were doing Amazon, but it wasn't really paying off. So that's when actually my previous manager, Justin, and I kind of sat down, crunched some numbers, and started making some contacts. And Revolutions was literally there to take the ball and run with it, give us all the information that we need, show us this gorgeous platform they have, all the tools in the shed. I mean, they just really, they brought it to light to say, okay, we're going to take this chance, you know, and anybody can swim, but somebody's got to jump in the pool, right? So here we were ready to jump in the pool with Revolutions, and I cannot complain. And then not even to mention, you get on Revolutions, you got to have some marketing, right? Well, my good friends at OEM Interactive, Aaron Waters is on right now, so I'm saying hi. He's the VP there. I started with them 8 years ago, and it's just been nothing but good stuff. Monthly, weekly phone calls, checking in, promos, stuff like that, stuff to keep everything streamlined. So, I mean, I couldn't have been where I am now without all those people, of course, and of course my family, God rest their soul. But, I'm here, I'm enjoying it. I mean, 2 decades later, I still don't even think it's been that long, but when I look at the calendar, it has.
So, Katrina, I give him a lot of credit because what Anthony did, he took that traditional sale, which was in front of the customer at the dealership, he took it online, and now he's doing business not just in Westchester, Pennsylvania, he's doing business all over the world, and he's shipping parts and stuff. So when we did this segment with him, Katrina, with Revolution Parts, Anthony was up. It was the reason he couldn't be in his office. He was up in the parts department, and behind him are all these boxes. You see these brown boxes with blue sticky tape notes, and these boxes are coming in and out while he's doing the session with us with Revolution Parts for the roundtable. And I thought that, Katrina, that was so innovative. Okay, I'd never seen anything like that before. And
I just needed a quiet place, and that was about the quietest I could find. I'm glad you found it entertaining, but that literally, I needed lighting, good Wi-Fi, and not a lot of noise. And the forklift isn't upstairs, so that's the only reason I was really up there.
That is so cool because it's like one thing to talk about it, but then to be able to like see it happening in the background is awesome.
If I would have stayed at work an extra 3 hours, we could have been doing it on the forklift, but no. But no, I mean, Revolution Parts really did give me a platform to kind of spread my wings. I don't want to say I'm a micromanager because I don't like micromanaging, but I have a specific way I like to treat people. I want to treat them the way I want to be treated. So that's why I tailored everything that Revolution Parts had in play to how I want to be treated. I mean, I don't know if that's how everybody wants to be treated, but that's how I kind of started off and, worded the canned messages and, kind of set the policies and kind of, looked at canned messages and stuff to just kind of make my job easier to streamline the process.
So Vanessa, people, all of us are consumers. We all buy online, right? We buy on our phone. And, Anthony has figured out how to do that for a dealership in the parts area. And, hats off to you, Anthony, because not many dealers have figured that part out. He's got a great partner in Revolution Parts. Becky, this reminds me of a couple of years back, not long ago, when you said the F&I process at the dealership really begins before the customer gets there, and it begins online by getting them ready and preparing them. Do you remember that, Becky? And now we're hearing people say that, hey, you got to be ready before the customer gets to that with a good online process. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
Becky,
I'm very impressed with Anthony, very much so. I feel like he's on the forefront of this, of revolutionizing what's going on in service and in parts. But yeah, we talk about that. We talk about getting in front of it and what can we do to impact that, and meeting customers earlier on, whether that be online, wherever that they are, and being able to engage with the customer way. And boy, oh boy, I'll tell you, that's freaking exciting. It really is. I mean, that's what you're doing is you're revolutionizing the industry, and it's innovative and it's right. And I wish you all the best with that. Really good stuff.
I appreciate that. Well, I mean, you're doing the same in F&I, right? You're getting a lot of stuff ahead of time ready, links that people can do stuff ahead of time, so they're showing up and signing. And hopefully, I think honestly, if you could be in and out of the dealership within an hour, I mean, who if anybody thinks it should be less than an hour, they're crazy.
Well, there's a bunch out there still. It's I've been kind of struggling with that with myself, but I believe that if we engage the customer earlier on and get through all the things that we need to get done earlier on, we can certainly meet that objective and get the customers in and out of the dealership within an hour and really enjoy the overall customer experience. We need to do a much better job in streamlining the process. There's just no doubt in making that happen. So I think that's terrific. That's what you're doing.
There's a gentleman named Ed Roberts. He's going to be on the show here on Wednesday night, actually. and he'll be here with another gentleman called Tom Sermons. Ed's a Ford dealer, and so is Tom in Florida. And Ed says that customers really don't want to have to go to the dealership, and I think we all can relate to that, right? We don't want to go in for service. We don't want to have to wait for the car. And Ed's thought out of the box also with mobile service, and now has the most mobile vans of any dealership in the United States on the road with 2-person teams, and they go to the customer's driveway and they bring the service to the customer. Anthony, sort of the way you bring the parts to the customer and you deliver them at their home or business as well.
It sounds like he's took it up a notch. I mean, it's one thing to get a part to their door. It's another thing to install it. But we have started doing freight delivery. About 3 or 4 years ago, I used to work a part-time job at FedEx Freight running a forklift. So I would do recovery. So if stuff got broken, damaged, they needed somebody to put it back on the pallet, make it look half decent, presentable to drop off to the customer. So I kind of did that for a year and a half and took that with me back to my parts department. So when we started the e-com and we were, 2 years in, I said, why aren't we selling like motors, hoods, windshields, like big stuff? And nobody wanted to deal with it. So, few phone calls and, got a, things set up with Worldwide Express. Now we kind of go through a dispatch center, see who's got the best price, see who's got the best timeline, and, go from there. I mean, it's really, just depends really what the customer's needs are, how fast they want it, how much they're willing to pay. I don't do it for free. I mean, we charge them, but, they're getting the product at a discounted price. They're getting the quality at a discounted price. They're getting my customer service at a discounted price. So there's value in it. So they don't mind paying the shipping. So even though you and I don't know about you, I don't want to pay for shipping. I mean, if it says I got to spend $5 more to get free shipping, I'm spending $5 more. But, these customers are willing to spend if you're willing to prove to them there's some quality in there.
I like it. Also, Jim Sabino in the chat tonight. Jim, known as the King of the North, new nickname because he's the biggest mobile dealer for service, at least in the Northeast, Jim, and he's not far from me in New Jersey. Vanessa, talk about that because, we all buy a lot of things on Amazon. I know you're no stranger to that as well. What about the free shipping thing? I mean, that is attractive, right? They have a fee that I guess Anthony doesn't have them pay a fee, but, the convenience factor is huge.
Absolutely. Like I have a Amazon Prime account and I pay monthly for that. But I don't even purchase from Amazon monthly. Like when I was in Chicago, I didn't purchase from Amazon at all. But for me, it's worth it because when I do, everything is free shipping. Everything comes faster. And I so agree with you, Anthony. I would much rather pay more just to have that free shipping title. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that means, but I'm definitely there with you on that. And I completely agree. Free shipping is just everything nowadays, especially with the younger generations who purchase online so much.
It's definitely that ice cream. It's ice cream on top of the waffle. It just makes it right. I like how she says younger generations. She's in that younger generation,
Yeah.
which is fine. I'm just saying.
All right, who's this gentleman, Matthew, who's in the chat tonight?
Oh, that's one of my foremans. I love that guy. What a nice guy. What's up, Matt?
All right, good. All-star in our parts department, huge asset to the dealership over the 20 plus years working together. As always, he goes above and beyond. Becky, he doesn't look old enough to be in the business 20 years. That's the first thing I would say, Becky.
I started when I was 19. I guess I might have skipped that part, but yeah, I started at the dealership when I was 19. So yeah, 21 years later, I'm still there, and I still feel like a kid though. That's all that matters. It's not how old you look; it's how old you feel. You got to hit the gym every day, drink some water and coffee. That's like my two favorites.
Yeah.
My water.
My wife
I just need to drink it.
Yes. All right.
Yeah, we all take a sip. There you go. It's either water or vodka because it's
Becky. Do you remember Brian Benstock talking about
vodka? I'm sorry. What?
about bringing the service to the customer like Amazon does? He had a chart with all these retailers, but he said Amazon was up 1,900%. Everybody else was up like 2 or 3%. And he said this is right before the world changed 4 or 5 years ago. And he said it's because Amazon, when you go on Google, you find the product and you have to go get it. You go on Amazon, you search for it, they bring the product to you. And he said that's the big differentiator. and he was early to recognize that. And now,
Well, so
we just pick up the
recently,
movement.
Brian Stock, you had a great post on LinkedIn, and he was talking about how can we, what's the deal? It's not maybe all about best practice. I'm all about maybe some best practices, but it's about really helping to streamline this process for the customer, make it easier. Just make it easier. Why does everything have to be so difficult? Why do we have to have all these roadblocks? I mean, why don't we just tear down the roadblocks, make it easier for a customer to buy, whether it be buying a car, whether it be buying finance, whether it be buying service, get rid of the roadblocks, and make it easier for the customer to buy. I've always been a part of that. I'm a champion as far as, the idea behind that. There's, I'm going to go ahead and meet the customer wherever the customer is. I realize when I do for us, and it's a win-win all the way around.
That's some good thinking right there, Becky.
Katrina, can I ask you, you spent the summer in dealership interning in Maryland. What are your thoughts on making the process easier for the customer now that you've had even more retail experience?
I mean, I totally agree. It's people that everyone values time at this point in their life. That's, time over money. I mean, an example of this is I needed a cord for my mirror the other day. I called my mom. I'm like, can you just order it from Amazon for me? My dad's like, just go to Best Buy and get one, or go to like a charger shop and get one. I was like, I don't want to have to look for it. I just want to get it. Like, I just want it. It arrived today. I have to pick it up. But that's an example of it. And in the dealership, I really saw that. And I think that's where a lot of stores are taking initiative. But I think we need to be more process driven. And instead of saying we need to do this, we need to say, how do we do this? In what ways can we make it more, customer focused and make it easier for them on there and make them happier about it?
Well, okay. And Vanessa spent the summer at CDK Global in Chicago, interning there. And, Vanessa, I'm sure that was a great learning experience, especially this year, okay, to be able to do that. What are some of your takeaways on, valuing the customer's time and appreciation for that?
Well, actually, so for my internship, my big capstone project was creating a win-loss program for the solution I was working on, which is the fixed op suite. And, some of the questions we have in there kind of bucket into, time value, the demos from the salespeople, everything like that. And valuing their time is definitely everything. And I think that a big focus of the win-loss program was partly about that. And so I think I definitely learned a lot, in all areas at that internship. It was amazing to, be away from home and have that 9-to-5 and get a taste of what post-grad life will be like. So, but yeah, definitely.
Wow. And so you've graduated Northwood, but you're back now for your master's degree. Tell us about that. What's going to happen now?
Yeah, so Northwood is actually, amazing in multiple different ways. We have a BBA MBA program here, so we can get our bachelor's in 3 years and our master's our 4th year. So I'm in that program. Katrina is also in that program. She's 1 grade below me, so she is finishing up her bachelor's right now, and I finished mine up this past May, and now I'm working towards my master's. Today was my first day of grad school, I guess. It was definitely cool, definitely a lot different than undergrad. Very, case study focused, discussion focused. We're sitting in a circle talking the whole time, fully engaged, whereas undergrad was more so, slideshows, PowerPoints, quizzes, stuff like that. So it's definitely different, but I'm excited for, where this journey will take me and for what I'm going to learn.
So you're at the DeVos, are you at the DeVos building now, right?
Yeah, DeVos Graduate School. So that's where I'll be Monday through Thursday, 9 to noon. So not a bad schedule either.
And for the folks who don't know, about how many students are on campus at Northwood, and they have other things besides automotive as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So as for the exact number, it changes every year on campus. I would say around 500 to 700. Katrina, would you say
I'd
that?
say like
A little
I would
more.
say like 1,000 or
1,000. It's always like between between 700 and 1,000. Something
That's
along
not
those
bad.
lines.
That's
We
a
have a
good-
lot of
amount.
Yeah, it's small, but it's a great group of students because we are a business school. So we have a bunch of different majors, not just automotive. However, they're all business. So every student that graduates with a BBA. So I was a marketing communications major, not even automotive. I just kind of fell into the automotive industry through Auto Show and through the Fixed Ops Roundtable. But yeah, it's an amazing school. Actually, there's a lot of online students. My best friend from home is actually taking Northwood online and will graduate from Northwood technically, even though she's fully online. We have adult degree programs. In my master's class, there's, people who didn't just come straight from the BBA and, are, kind of established in their career and doing the night classes. So they have a lot of different options. And yeah, it's really an amazing university. And for me and Katrina, especially on the automotive side of it.
So everybody, you're going to start seeing some information about this online now in the next coming days as we approach Labor Day and beyond with Summer Palooza. We're going back to Northwood October 3rd, 4th, and 5th, not just for the International Auto Show with Katrina and Vanessa pictured here, but we're going to have a pop-up event there, our second pop-up event at Northwood. Actually, I think it's our third. And of course, we got LG, Bright, and who's the other gentleman here, Vanessa, next to you?
Yeah, so that is the president of our university, President Dr. Kent McDonald. He's awesome. He just signed for his second term. He has been here for the entirety of me and Katrina's time at Northwood, and he is truly great. I remember on my first visit, he really took the time to talk to each individual family and welcome them to Northwood University. He's always friendly. If you ever see him on the mall walk on campus, he is an amazing president.
And both Katrina and Vanessa have had a chance to lead now panels at the Fixed Ops pop-up event. There's Maureen Martin from Dynatron in the green sweater. She was actually here today and moderated a panel at the roundtable. She's next to Kent McDonald, Sean Kingery, and James Grogan, and you could see Katrina here. But this is kind of going to be similar to what's going to happen up there on October 3rd with the Auto Industry Summit, but that's going to be much bigger. And then our pop-up event starts immediately after that. And then, of course, we're going to have the Women's Roundtable as well. And that's all. Katrina, that was also very exciting because you were honored there. And that's really where I met Vanessa last year. And here's Kathy Gilbert at the Women's Roundtable on Saturday morning, which we'll have this year as well.
Yeah, we're super excited for this event as well. It's being put on by our signature events chair on our e-board. And every year, it's so amazing to hear from these inspiring and established women from the automotive industry. So we get to sit at tables and rotate through as a group of students and talk to these women, learn their stories. And I'm so excited for it to happen this year.
Yep. And this year we're going to have Rebecca Chernek starting off on that Thursday at the Auto Industry Summit, pop-up event just beyond that, and then the CDK Women's Roundtable. Becky, this is going to be like a long week. It's going to be like 4 or 5 days up at Northwood. And then the International Auto Show, which has tens of thousands of people. Katrina, there were people coming in and out of the roundtable. I don't even know who they were, but they were all there for the auto show. And they were looking at Mr. Hendricks cars, which were, those three of them that were those classics parked right inside where the roundtable was.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that come on campus, and it's super cool to kind of get outreach through the community and the auto industry through this event. And I'm just so excited to have everyone on campus again.
This fellow here, Jeff Bogaski, was with us this summer at Northwood. Jeff, great to see you. And also on a panel last Friday as well. And I agree a lot there, a lot going on, Jeff. And Tony Owens was with us as well. So a couple announcements tonight for the Fixed Ops Roundtable, the Summer Palooza event, which is coming up in just 3 weeks. A couple speakers to announce today. We announced that Dale Pollack, the founder of V Auto, is speaking at the Fixed Ops Roundtable. He has a special segment. I'm interviewing him there as well. A new face on the roundtable, Kai Ramadan, is the vice president of fixed operations for Southeast Toyota Distributors. He oversees 177 Toyota dealerships, fixed operations, big responsibility. Kai, great interview. You don't want to miss that as well. Andrew Wright is going to be here. He's the dealer principal at Vienart Dealerships in Pennsylvania. He's also the president of the Hyundai Dealer Council. We don't want to miss him. Dawn Newsom, ladies, I think you had dinner with Dawn. She was out in Las Vegas earlier this year when you were there. She's the vice president of fixed operations at the Vaden Automotive Group, a large group that's growing in the Savannah, Georgia market. Bill Demery will be on the roundtable, vice president of fixed ops at the Tom Wood Automotive Group. A lot here. Brian Kramer, who was here earlier today, we did 4 panels with Brian, and he's representing AccuTrade at the event. Doug Ero is here, the president of Longo Toyota. He is the largest Toyota dealership in the world. Also, he's the president of Penske Motor Company. Mike Maroon is going to be with us, a big name from our industry. He helped start a small company called Auto Nation. LG Bright is expected to be here as well from Northwood. And of course, Anthony Blubello is going to be on the roundtable as well. So looking forward to all that. Katrina, a lot of talent this trip.
Yeah, it's amazing, and I'm so excited for the roundtable and to hear from all of these amazing people.
That's crazy. I love that women's board. I mean, you have all these empowering women that are going to just get together and just boast each other up. And my wife was like one of 3 in her class that did the auto body shop. So like, I love seeing the camaraderie, to help, because it's a limited diversity in the automotive industry, especially at the dealer level or even body shop level.
Yeah.
And Rebecca and I were talking earlier today because I asked her for some insight with Sandy from Bohanka, who's going to be here, who's the dealer that Katrina interned for this summer. So Sandy will be here on Thursday this week, Becky, and doing the interview with Katrina. Okay. So that should be exciting. I know you've known her a while as well. So, all good stuff.
Yeah, I've known Sandy Fitzgerald, and I can't help it. I know she goes by a different last name, but it's always Sandy Fitzgerald to me. So, hey, Sandy, if you happen to be watching, you're in good hands.
Super.
Sandy is phenomenal. She is a success story. So, I'm sure that's going to be a great interview. Good for you, Katrina. Good for you, Ted.
Thank you.
Everybody, thank you for being here tonight. Rebecca Chernek, congratulations to you. Anthony Blubello as well, congratulations. Thanks for coming on the show. Wednesday night, we have Ed Roberts will be here with Tom Sermons from Florida on what's happening with Ford in our industry, so you don't want to miss that. And then we'll be back again next week as well. So on behalf of everybody here tonight, thank you for coming, and we'll see you on Wednesday night.
Ted, thanks for the invite.